German basic rights are also damn interesting, but we're gonna dig into that in another video, maybe even multiple, because there's a lot there to cover. I'm just saying, I really admire that human dignity is right at the top when it comes to, do I dare call this the German Constitution? It's right at the top of defining the laws of this land. And the effect that that has can be seen in a lot of different ways. Like, just for one example, when you start researching poverty rates based on the percentage of the population, and you find that Germany has approximately around 9.8% poverty rate, and US has 20.5%. I'm just saying, I like innocent children to live with dignity. Or even worse, what if you look at the statistics for infant mortality? Based on deaths per 1,000 births, Germany's at approximately 3.2. The US is at 6.0. What about when I think about a family, maybe not even in poverty, just having a baby, parental leave? Well, in Germany, I think parental leave is somewhere around 58 weeks. And you also have protections about keeping that job. In America, it's 0 weeks, according to the government. That just leads my brain to start thinking about all the various programs I see to make it easier, even when you don't have a lot of money, to raise your child, let's say, in a little bit of a more dignified manner. For example, think about Kindergeld. This is a program here run by the government that when you have a child here, you're going to receive a little bit of assistance to raise that kid. I think it's around 210 to 235 euros a month directly put into your bank account. And no matter what your financial status, you can take that child to go to the doctor, or God forbid it has health issues, get all of the treatments it needs without driving yourself into debt and struggling. And I'm pretty sure the parental leave here in Germany provides for the men as well. And I think you'll find also that these laws also apply to same-sex couples as parents. I respect that. It feels like in America, I know there are companies that give parental and maternal leave, but being more up to date with what I would say most of Western society is doing in the way of respecting also same-sex couples and also giving men time off when they have a baby, I feel like America's a little more behind in that. The government certainly isn't doing much to make those rights equal all the way across the board. When I think of this human dignity in relation to poverty or just being poor, it makes me think of when I was a 19-year-old single mother and I sought some assistance in America. I qualified for a government program called Women, Infants, and Children, or WIC, and they gave me some big coupons, pieces of paper this big that I could use at supermarkets for things like peanut butter, cheese, milk.
PB, cheese, and milk.
That was about it. There wasn't much more. I also qualified for like food stamps back in the day. But what I'm getting at with human dignity, when you use these items at the checkout line, I think even now they have specific cards, more like our bank cards we use here in Germany. When you're on a welfare program in America, you can use a specific card to pay provided to you by the government. What I'm getting at is I remember not feeling very dignified as I stood at the checkout line and everybody around me knew that I was a poor single mother. It didn't feel dignified to be like judged by society and have to basically hold a sign up saying, I'm poor. Here in Germany, when you need the assistance, boy, you gotta go through the bureaucracy and fill out forms and show them a lot of things, but if you qualify for assistance, that money is going to go into your bank account or go directly towards your rent, so that you can, just like everybody else, go and buy your food with your normal bank card. I remember also when I was a 19-year-old single mother in America, having to take my son to a government-provided facility for him to get his first baby checkups and immunizations. Packed my baby up, got on the highway, headed direction Philly, to one of the most ghetto little medical buildings I've ever been in.
Ghetto building.
It didn't feel dignified. Here in Germany, if I would have qualified for that assistance, my health insurance would be then picked up, so I would still have my medical card, my normal one, like not poor people have, and I could still go to my normal doctor. I could still take my baby to the normal doctor on government assistance here in Germany. That feels a little more dignified. In my time both in America and here in Germany, I have always tried to keep working. But you know, as they say, shit happens, you know? And I have to say, I really see this demand, this basic right to human dignity all over the place here in Germany. When I fell on hard times, I was really surprised how much support I got here. Numbers aside, statistics aside, my own personal experience, it feels like you really do have a little bit more human dignity here. You know, when I think about living a life that includes my right to having some dignity, you can just sniff around a little on the internet in regards to quality of life. I found one website where it rated quality of life index by country. It put Germany at a 9 and the United States at number 14. That same website, which has all kinds of statistics, also offers a healthcare index by country for the year 2020. It is Germany at number.
Really have to. Oh wait.
In America, is that
Found it.
And what about dignity in relation to
Yeah, that's
working?
all.
In America, you can be fired like that. At the drop of a hat, get out of here, no more pay. Your employer can even, if you try to go for unemployment, he can go in there and like say things like you were just horrible, and that can have an effect on if you get any of the little bit of money they may offer you to help you. And here in Germany, there's all kinds of little social protections and laws where employers just, it's more difficult for them to be shady, let's say. It's more difficult for them. They can't really fire you at the drop of a hat. Pretty much no matter what, if you follow the process and apply for the paperwork, you will get support to help you get on your feet, as well as a little guidance to find your next job. So based on my own experience here in Germany, you're better off looking for your own job, put your own motivation into it, the stuff they offer me at those offices. But nonetheless, I'm thankful that there is a system set up with resources to help me. And I know there's going to be a few of you, just like on some of my other videos where I do this, who are going to say, you can't compare Germany to America for whatever reason. But I can. I am. And I just did. I don't understand the people that say this to me. Everybody I have ever met in my life that has ever immigrated, moved from one place to another, does this. You compare where you're from to where you are now. I'm just saying that when I started reading the basic laws of Germany, and I stumbled on Article 1, Human Dignity. Before I read any further,
Laser
immediately things
bird.
came to my mind about ways
Strongest
I
laser
saw that
bird there
reflected
is.
in society here in the time that I lived here. It just struck me so much based on my personal experiences that I felt like I had to make this video today. And as an American
need heals.
in Germany,
Heal me.
it makes me really wish.
I'm weak, laser
I
bird.
really wish that American politicians would use these words more. Human
Oh no.
dignity.
No.
I
Stop.
feel like the Americans got a little taste of that through Bernie Sanders, but now he's out of the race. It's just starting to look like with the next election, we're going back to more of the same old there in America. More millionaires who profit and have interests in things like the military-industrial complex and pharmaceutical industry and big business in general instead of the common man. It's still a debate about healthcare availability for all people. I'm just saying, I think it would be great if those politicians started talking about.
Oh no 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 no! Stop!
in the
Don't
policies and
no.
the laws
That's a really
and
bad.
actions.
Oh god, that was a really not good idea.
I really like the effects of human dignity being a basic right. I like the effect that has on the society that I live in now. I don't care where you're from, what color your skin is, who you sleep with, who you worship. You have a right to dignity. You have a right. You have a basic right to human dignity. You do. I want to thank you all for watching today. I'm looking real forward to our live chat soon to celebrate 2,000 subscribers.
Well,
But
we did not know why.
or until our next video, take care of yourself.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
I need to get closer.
Dude, we got no time.
Bazookia.
Yeah, what's up? I sent you a friend
My
request to get
sister
it.
walked in my room and she told me it's a one-time chance for me to have sex with her, or else she's never offering it again. What do I do?
Well,
Chat, I'm supposed to be playing. I'm supposed to be buying, actually.
Them fighting herds.
Them's fighting herds, bro. I'm supposed to be playing My Little Pony Fighter. This game is so impressive. This shit is actually fucking nutty. It has everything you need in a fighting game. It's got GGPO, it's got good netcode, it's got a trainer mode, it's got trainer mode with frame data, it's got trainer mode with frame data, and it's got perfect online, it's got an overworld, it's got story mode, it's got everything you need in a fighting game. By the end of the day, it's My Little Pony. Because it's My Little Pony, you ain't gonna play it like that. Alright, let's look at the fucking character roster, right? Alright, there's 6 characters in the whole entire game, but we okay with that. We got Arizona, Velvet, Oleander, Paprika, Palm, and Chanho. I'm about to get slapped by this character right here. I don't know what the fuck this character is about. This character about to body me. Easy, clean, 3-0. I'm free. Whatever character I play, I'm gonna be free to whoever plays this character, bro. Spending my hard-earned money on a goddamn pony game. I love
Was
them
$50.
pony
Shut up.
games, pony games, them pony
Game is cheap AF.
dropping the money on a pony game. I'm dropping my money on the pony game. Dropping the money on the pony game. the pony gang. Damn, Stance is better than MK11. True. Look at that. She vibing. Hey, she sound like this. Hey, bitch. I'm ready to see the combat. Yes, sir. Finna get some toe jam. Alright, we about to. I'll make you proud, pa. Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. Yeah, I'm playing a cow. This shit equate. Hey, I get the cow, eat it up, that's a steak. Hey, this shit slap. Yeah, I got a bat. Yeah, I'm about to go make a rap. Yeah, go make a rap, cause it's just slap. Yeah. But I'm just gonna go online and see if I can't take some toes. Quick join. I just press quick join. I'm just trying to get in there. I'm just trying to get in there quick. I'm just trying to quickly join, you feel me?
I actually have one in the mail.
Basically saying you have a dildo.
I have one now, but I ordered a new one.
It's basically saying the same
yeah,
thing.
sure, whatever. Anyway, I have another one. No, dude, I actually have a I have a wireless one. I have a hitbox. I have a arcade cabinet in my corner. But mostly, I'm going to add you on Steam and we're gonna talk. Are you alright with that? Like, we're gonna talk like adults, if that's cool with you.
What's your Discord? I have your Discord.
Allison! Hi.
Here's what's crazy, dude. This is gonna be miraculous. Oh, is he gone? Yeah, what's up?
My sister walked in my room and she told me it's a one-time chance for me to have sex with her, or else she's never offering it again. What do I do?
Well.
Hey, who trying to go real quick? Hey, who wants these hands? I'm over here. I got an afro on. How you feel? Hey, I'm not a sandwich. Nah, you a sandwich. Come here and get these hands. Hey, throw this guy. Hey, what is all? Hey, what is all this right here, bro?
Playtime.
Still
Yeah,
here,
come here,
Allison?
boy. You scared? He's scared. He's body me, bro. Please. This character about to body me. Easy, clean, 3-0. I'm free. All right, what's good? Who wants it? Hey, who wants it? Nah, you got. Hey, I gotta hear what you got. What you gotta say? You wanna challenge me? How you feel about it though? That's why your hat
Oh, am I?
sideways, boy. And you got a goddamn eye patch, boy. What's up?
Could be better.
I am war, bro.
Wait, you saying you lost a in the war? The what war, bro? Pony war? That's crazy.
You see this hat?
Your hat looks scuffed though. I'm not gonna
Yeah, I
lie.
found a few people that
Bruh.
Yeah, let me fix it. Let me fix it.
well,
Let me fix it.
with
Let me
me.
fix it. Come here.
Nah.
right now they
Let me
just
see what's up. Let
carry
me
me
see what's up.
from
I'm gonna knock that shit off your
dungeon.
head.
You're gonna get.
I'm gonna knock off your head. Hey, say goodbye to that hat. Let me get out of here, chat.
I almost told.
Yeah, and you better not come around here with no crooked ass hat again. I'm gonna give you that again.
Man, you should cover up that.
I'm gonna give you that work again, boy. You don't want it. Yeah, Crowd Jazz, why you so good? I don't know. I'm built different. All right, we going down here. Oh shit! Oh, I ain't even pressed no button, bro. Just
Who are you,
jumped.
Alice?
Oh, what the fuck? This game is so fucking quality. Oh shit, we jumping. Oh, we jumping. What the hell? I got health? Throw dynamite. What? Yo! What? Hey, come here, boy. Oh, this is kind of hype. Oh my god, stop chasing me. Oh god. I'm one hit. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh no, ain't it? Oh god. Let me go.
He has been.
Wrong headbutt. That's a wrong headbutt.
He was bodied in the salt mines.
Bonk.
Oh no, I'm dead. Whoa, I'm not dead. No, stop.
There we go.
Stop.
Gatling, but I stand up. Boom, 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 boom. Okay.
I'm the strongest laser of all there is. Cannot kill me.
Come on, Clark. Get past this part at least. Get past this part at least. Come on, we're too late in the game to be getting
Broke my
stuck here
back.
again.
I'm
We pretty
broken
much beat the combo.
physically. Aww.
To be fair, this game is better. Better than what? Better than most games. Better than most fighting games. I'm not gonna lie. What a fucking package that is.
Oh my god, no, stop.
Like, not even scuffed. It's just different. I don't know. It has like Vaseline. Look, it's on my desk. It has Vaseline on it. It's a Vaseline gift wrap. It has a bunch of fucking petroleum jelly on that shit. And you're just like, damn, that's fucking weird. Petroleum jelly for a gift wrap? Why would I want it? But then you open the gift and you're like, bro, the gift is so fucking nice inside though. It's weird though, because there's a bunch of fucking Vaseline on the gift box, but fuck it, bro.
Gotcha.
Chat, you telling me all I had to do was talk about Vaseline?
Them's Fighting Hurts is probably
Nah, I
a
get the
game you
combo
would like,
immediately without
Allison.
trying. I'm about to end the whole stream. So it's cold outside and I'm vibing. It's a cold winter evening, and I find myself vibing outside in the cold, but my afro keeps me warm. I'm so lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody.
Especially Arizona. She's a cow and she speaks like a cowboy. Cowgirl.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm blanking.
There she is. Well, that's not the original color, but that's Arizona.
Yes, sir. Big muscle memory coming in. My brain muscle's so goddamn wrinkly. What was I gonna say though, chat? This game reminds me of Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Chat, out of respect for everybody's ears. Alright? Out of respect for everybody's ears. We might have to play the Tatsunoko vs. Capcom theme.
What you laughing at?
Oh shit. Y'all don't want it. Y'all don't want it. Y'all not ready for it.
You can push yourself to the finish and jump with me.
Oh my god! What?
And no, stop.
You used to hide behind another.
You bums realize how much property damage you've done?
Yeah, listen, look, they all have 2 or 3 times as much life as I do. I just had 150,000 a few minutes ago. No, wait, no! Oh, okay, doesn't deal a lot of damage. That does, though. Oh, no! Oh, that's also not as bad as I thought it was. Or it would be.
What am I paying you for? Get out here and fix this!
What am I watching? That was a person that reviewed them's Fighting Herds. Because them's Fighting Herds is becoming extremely popular right now because it works extremely well playing it online. And well, Evo, you know what Evo is? Well, basically Evo is the world championship for all the fighting games. Well, not really the world championship. There's a lot of other ones too, but Evo is the biggest one every year. And since nobody can go there physically this year, they have to do it online. The problem, but the problem is that almost all fighting games suck horrendously online. They're like really bad. And now they need some good games that have good netcodes. And Them's Fighting Herds has a really good netcode. It plays almost perfectly online. And now they have to play it. And well, a lot of people now play it. Oh. Well, 194k? Okay, that wasn't that much. But yeah, I got a little bit. 10k. Alison, Them's Fighting Herds actually was a My Little Pony game at the beginning. Well, it was Fighting is Magic, or it was called Fighting is Magic. MLP has a game? No, not really. Fighting is Magic was a fan-made game. Well, it has some games, but they're all like web browser bullshit. Well, web browser crap. So no, My Little Pony, I don't really consider them games. Those are just pretty pictures. And Fighting is Magic was made by fans, but later on it was cease and desist by Hasbro. So they struck it down, and then Lauren Faust came in and she's basically the person that created what's it called? Friendship is Magic. So season 4 or generation 4 of My Little Pony, and she designed all the characters and the lore for Them's Fightin' Herds. Yeah, Alison, in the My Little Pony game, I don't even know if that even exists anymore. You just like, well, it's the usual garbage you play on like phones and yeah, in web browsers. It's just you walk from left to right in an overworld, and you can do stupid mini games. It's really bad. It's just some really bad flash games, or it's basically a flash game compilation that looks pretty. That's it. There's Arizona, Allison. You like Arizona? What? What? What the fuck? That's cool. I need that. Now I can fly like a real bird. Woo! Oh shit. Crashed into the building. Like a real bird. I don't need it. What do I don't? What do I don't? Do I not? What do I don't need, Alison? What do I not need? God damn it. I just got? Didn't get anything. Oh, you mean the spell I just discovered in my book that I never used before? This. That sick backwards jump. Need it? God, I forgot that, Allison. Don't remember what I meant with that. Look at me, Allison. I'm majestic. Oh, by the way, Allison, Lakota streamed today.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Laser burb.
Stop my father. We need to infiltrate the city itself. And that means passing through the Robodrome. A matchup we've got tonight.
You was working, Allison? Aww.
Wait, what's this? Some surface dwellers have unwittingly stumbled into the arena. A word of caution to anyone sitting in the snack zone. Watch out for blood!
Oh my god, stop. I'm strong, Barb. Stop playing tennis with me. Oh, I forgot. I have AIDS now. I have the corruption AIDS. That's bad. No! Oh my god. Easy.
Time to introduce them to the legends of the Tussle Talks Arena! The Platinum Pummeler! And no mercy for you! The city's entrance is located just past this arena. You must hold your ground until we can clear a path to it. No sweat, pal! I put 20 large on no mercy!
Stop it. Stop it. Go away. Oh, those hitboxes are bullshit. But Allison, did you, or do you like Arizona? The cow?
But we're still throwing them out with the trash! 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 Trash!
Yes, I know that I'm trash. Don't deal any damage, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to be here with my gear. And no, corruption aids. Go away. Holy shit. So big. That circle is way... Oh my god. Really impressive how big it is. The worse your corruption is, the bigger that thing gets. I just picked up a corruption item and I don't have the the back, called cloak, the cloak. I don't have the cloak that basically gives me resistance to corruption. Well, I should probably not use them, but who cares? Just gonna spread my aids all over the place. It looks like Lakota will probably stream on Twitch in the future, maybe. Not 100% sure, but I think he will.
Look out below! I knew I should have walked you earlier.
Oh, I forgot that they go boom. After the first hit, after, well. Oh no. Oh no, wait, I have. Whoa. That was bad, I almost killed
What have you done?
several people.
Monsters! It'll take me weeks to rebuild him.
No! Shit.
Warning, excessive levels of flesh detected. Warning. Attention, citizens. Please remain in your domiciles. Guards are currently en route to quell the disturbance. So, you dismantled a few of my lesser inventions. Let us
What you doing right now, Alison?
against something more advanced.
Stop.
You possess a modicum of skill. It will prove insufficient against my newest prototype.
Sitting bad? What you doing in bed, Alison? Oh god damn it, I don't understand how this thing works. So, oh, I think I have to jump when he does his discharge thing.
The invaders have made it past the outer defenses. I want their stench removed from my city.
I have activated all civic defenses, my king. Rest assured, these organisms will be expunged from our metropolis.
Do not allow these bots to detect you. Remaining within the steam will shield you from their sensors.
I'm the sneaky owl.
Warning, excessive levels of flesh detected.
To work, you have to work early? Oh.
Warning, excessive levels of flesh detected. Warning.
This could take a while. Bad boy? Cat? It's not my cat.
Warning.
And I also don't know where it is.
Detected. Warning.
Not here. I think. I was outside, like an hour ago. And if he would've, well, if he was, or if he would have been here at that point in time, I would have noticed. Because he just starts screaming. He just starts screaming as soon as he, well, somebody moves in our house.
Detected. Warning.
Can't be left alone. You just need to acknowledge him. He just follows you around all day and yeah. Usually he basically just wants to be,
Warning. Excessive levels of flesh
well,
detected.
pet.
Warning.
He wants to be physically active with a person. And he's annoying. Wait, what? Are you watching me on stream, Vex? Wait. Oh no. You just randomly messaged me? What? I'm confused.
Yes.
Sneaky owl! Okay, Alison.
Welcome to my garden, Trick.
Thank you for wasting your time with me for a short while. Have a good night. Bye. Maybe you can meet Lakota tomorrow. Eh. Stop burning my owl. Smells weird. That happens. Oh, so you will not stop by again if Lakota's online? You're evil ass. Heal! I need heals! I'm fat! Oh no! Heal your all boy, dude. Oh, I forgot again. Oh, I don't understand what they do. How do you not get silenced by them? What is that? Sonic Pulse. Maybe just stop casting if they're doing that? One of those? Oh yeah, it probably is.
We can commandeer that transport to access Mechagon's tower.
So, my misguided son returns. I'm impressed you made it this far.
You are no longer my father. Just a malfunctioning machine that must be shut down.
Poor child. If only you could accept the truth. The curse of flesh has run rampant across Azeroth. And you replace it with mechanical purity.
No, I tried to heal him, sorry. Stop it.
Magnetic grapple engaged. All power to weapons.
Dead.
Total protonic reversal.
The mech originator has been destroyed. And so has my father. You have my gratitude, heroes. Know that King Mechagon's vision of the world is not one my people share. We must now focus on rebuilding. But if you ever require our assistance, you need only request it.
Huh. This partnership wasn't half bad. Reminds me how profitable working with you Alliance mooks can be.
Thanks to Chief Master Overspark's leadership, the threat of world annihilation was averted.
Oh, don't forget to mention my technical prowess in dismantling those mechanical monstrosities.
Of course, sir.
Ahoy! You lot got the look of proper cutthroats. Not like the usual scum that passes for pirates round here. If you're itching to make some mayhem, you'll need a meeting with the Council of Captains. I can help with that. But first, I got a problem.
Oh no, shit.
That mangy dog's got but he's a slippery one. So, you scratch my back, I return the favor. Got me?
Oh, what have you done?
Francis, lucky do's and rope.
Hi, singing friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michal Tauber. If this is your first time here, welcome to the party. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Floor Jansen, which is somebody that you guys have been asking me to react to since I started doing reaction videos. She sings for the band Nightwish. And I finally did go down a rabbit hole of watching a bunch of her videos and obviously was very, very impressed. So today I'm going to be reacting to Ghost Love Score live at Wacken Open Air 2013. And this performance is taken from the live DVD Showtime Storytime. And it's a pretty long performance. I'm going to try to limit the amount of time that I interrupt. I'll take like a break in the middle to give a little bit of commentary, and then I'll say something at the end. So let's dive right in.
Stop pooping on me. Oh wait, I'm removing curses right now. Oh. First we'll just call me.
Stop it there for a moment. So the first thing that strikes me is I just love seeing festivals, the grand scale of everything, seeing that sea of people when you look out at the audience just really heightens the experience and makes it seem so much more impactful and meaningful than seeing a tiny little performance. And the music is so epic sounding. There's something that's really grand about the presentation, the stage setting, and I love the almost like prog rock element of the like changing meter in the beginning, where it's not exactly like how you would expect it. It kind of like skips ahead and then falls back a little bit, and then it completely changes the groove right before she comes in. So already we've had like several acts in this symphonic performance, which makes it really, really cool and just seem so much more grandiose than a normal song, you know? So that's really, really cool. And then visually, I love that when she comes out, she's this really imposing, tall figure. Like people in the comments are comparing her to like a Valkyrie or Wonder Woman, or I think about like Xena, warrior princess or something. Like she's dressed all in leather. But even though there's kind of this like masculine energy to the music and it's so heavy and dark, when she starts singing, her voice is so pure and beautiful and feminine, and it creates this really nice contrast. So you have this really heavy, loud music, and then here comes this operatic soprano, and her voice is so clear and connected in that head voice. And it says so much about her technique that her voice is able to sail above all of this noise,
40%
all of
already.
this
What
power
the
and all of
hell?
this masculine energy, and really cut through without being aggressive and being so feminine and lovely. So those are kind of the things that strike me right away. So let's listen to a bit more. Stop it there for a moment, then I promise I'll let it play out for a little longer. I just want to say that I read in her bio that she's also a singing teacher, and you can tell that her technique is basically perfect. The amount of breath support and control that it takes to sustain those high notes is really, really difficult. And you can also see, I've kind of been focusing a lot on this in my own teaching recently, just how perfectly she sets up her singing apparatus. She really opens her mouth wide on those high sustained notes, right? And you see her tongue is really flat, her throat is really open, so you can see everything is like in its optimal position for singing resonance, and her technique is perfect. You can hear it and you can see it.
Siren from the deep came to me and said, my name, my Lord. Still I wrote my songs about the dream of mine, worth everything I may ever be. Child will be born again, that siren carried into me. First of them true loves, sitting on the shoulder of an angel without care for love.
There's a nice little interlude here, and I just love how this piece is over 10 minutes long, and it's not this traditional song format, but you really get a sense of this development and how there's like different movements, and that makes it feel so much more epic. And the things that she's singing about, I haven't analyzed the lyrics or anything, but it sounds like they're pretty epic themes too. Like it's not just like your average love song, you know, like it's these more mythic, grandiose kind of large themes. So that adds to this level of that you're watching something that's really a performance and really at another level. I also really appreciate her stage presence and how it matches her voice in how it's very restrained in a way, you know, like you don't hear her really screaming or really being in this chesty, powerful belt, even though her voice obviously is carrying and projecting in this very powerful way. But there's a certain amount of elegance and restraint that's mirrored by the guitar player when he takes that solo. He's not like flailing around and playing whatever and improvising. It's something that seems like it was very carefully composed and executed. You really do feel like you're at the symphony. But for metal, you know? Gives you a chance to breathe and relax inside the song, which you hardly ever get to do. There she was really good. Still with a lot of ease.
Wait, full what?
really, really cool. It's just nice to see a strong, powerful woman. I think she's actually really close to my age too, so she's not like a young girl. She's very in control. She has great technique, and she's just leading this huge, epic band. I love the scale of everything. I love to see her kind of at the front of this group of dudes that are kind of doing her bidding. And I love the non-traditional format of the music. I think it's a really interesting blend of a lot of different genres, and there's certainly an epic quality to it that is reminiscent of like Queen, but like in a different genre, you know? So I think it's really cool. It's probably not something that I would have found on my own or that I would listen to on my own.
Oh, am I
It's not
still
a genre
alive?
that
What
I
the hell?
am naturally drawn to, but I have a lot of appreciation for her talent, and I can see why people go nuts over her. She definitely has an incredible voice, an incredible stage presence, and the overall production is really something that's phenomenal and interesting and engaging and cool and groundbreaking and all of that good stuff. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I am definitely open to reviewing some more of her performances, so if there's other songs that you want me to look at, please let me know. And I will see you here next week for another singing video. Until then, happy singing.
That's your cue, landlubbers. Ouch! Why'd you poke me? Oh, wake up, Roland! We're on! Come on, say the things! Say the things! Ouch! Okay! Gather round for a show of unbridled ferocity. Coming to you from parts unknown, the mysterious, the dangerous, the slightly unkempt, the band of smelly buccaneers. And entering the ring we have the amazing, the incredible, the magnificent, the... What? Really? It's a greased up pig? I'm beginning to think this is not a professional setup. Ah, well, grab the pig and you win. Well, look at that. They caught a pig. Maybe we should move on to a more threatening challenge. From the sewers of Freehold comes a Tortolan brigand who makes it his duty to totally hurt you. He is the dynamo of defense, the sergeant of shell shock, the hellion in a half shell, Ludwig! of brutality. A champion that sleeps with the fishes. Literally. The freehold fanatic. The master of the jagged jawbone jab. The powerful pugilist predator. Trothak the Shark Puncher!
men than you opposed me, but they always came up short. Acquaint these scallywags with our heavy gun. Swamp the deck with their gizzards! Cannon! Blast these scurvy dogs to pieces! All hands on deck! Men! Acquaint these scallywags with our heavy guns! Men! Acquaint these scallywags with our heavy guns! Swamp the deck with their gizzards! Men! Acquaint these scallywags with our heavy guns! These scallywags with our heavy guns!
Oh, come on, dang it. Wow. That's... Wait, I think those rings don't work if you use them as a tank. I think they only function if you're like behind your target. So this is probably like it would good at, well, basically mythic rating, good progress rating, and you just need to stay alive somehow. Pretty sure that would be a reason to farm those rings. But in pretty much all other situations, this ring is pretty bad.
have many lucky doos you like. May your feet find good trails.
How can I help?
These old bones still ache for battle. You should have stayed in the water, snake.
Dead.
I will do what I can. I know what must be done.
Jaina, we're ready to move.
Good. I'll get us down this water safely.
Oh fuck.
A long road lies before Chantress. Thank the light you survived. Any news?
I never. Our vessels have been lost. Casualties are extensive.
Tides carry them home.
Survivors are gathering in a cave ahead. They speak of others being seized by the Naga for some sort of ritual.
Then we will put a stop to it. Let's move.
I am listening.
Look out! I can hold them off for now.
Not without me.
Very well. Chantress, can you handle the Naga ahead with our champion's help?
We will make them pay. They are sacrificing our soldiers.
More sacrifices for the tide.
Wait, what just happened? How did she die so hard? The fuck? Pretty sure that was not me.
All around the world, people come together every week at places of worship called Kingdom Halls. It's a place where Bible study programs and lectures are held each week. Every meeting is open to the public. Seats are free and no collections are ever taken. Families are invited to attend and learn together.
Learn.
All meetings begin and
That's
end
what you
with
call
song
something
and
like
prayer.
this nowadays.
One meeting,
Learn.
usually held on the weekend, includes a 30-minute Bible discourse especially designed for the general public. After that, there's a question and answer discussion based on an article in the study edition of the Watchtower magazine. Participation is always voluntary. Bible education, upbuilding association, and the opportunity to praise God await you at Christian meetings of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Hello, hello, and welcome back to Stop the Shunning. I am here with XJW Analyzer, my boo, and you just saw the way meetings are portrayed on JW.org, how they portray the meetings. But what we're going to talk about today is
what the meetings are really like when you're one of Jehovah's Witnesses.
You know how you see an advertisement for a nice juicy hamburger? It looks perfectly arranged, it looks so good. But then you actually like go get a hamburger and...
I always hate that. You get this smushed flat thing in the box with like a shriveled piece of lettuce and a rotten tomato.
So it's nothing the way it looked in the advertisement, you know, you can't reconcile the two. That's basically what it's like, I hate to say.
That's a good illustration.
Yeah. I learned something from the B. Never mind.
That's in the BE book, right?
That's in the BE
Making
book.
use of illustrations. I remember that.
There you go.
I'm going to give you a G.
Okay, there we go. You better give me a G. Anyway, so, yeah, I just want to talk about a couple of things that were just not accurate about the way they portray meetings in their propaganda on JW.org and in all their videos. So, you want to start?
Yeah, the first thing that always bugs me about the propaganda videos is that everybody looks awake and happy to be there. Which, I'm not saying that everybody at the meetings always looked miserable, or it wasn't anything like that, but people were tired, especially in the midweek. They were coming from work, they were coming from school, it was late, they were exhausted, and quite a few people didn't want to be there because they needed to rest, but they felt like they needed to be there for God or whatever, and so they would show up. But that portrayal of everybody perky and happy, that's just not reality.
To give you a little context, meetings, when we were growing up, I went Tuesday night, Thursday night, we had Saturday morning service, and then Sunday meeting. And meetings during the week, before I break down all the meetings, the midweek meeting, which I had on Thursday night, lasted from 7:30 to 9:45, right?
Yeah.
7:30 to 9:45. So it's not like you're there for 30 minutes or an hour. You have to have sustained attention that entire time. And growing up in that, I mean, there's adults who can't stand it.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up in that as a kid, it's torture to sit through that meeting every single week.
Yeah.
Especially when you have homework. I'm sorry, but like when you have homework, right up until the time, you know, you have to go to the meeting, and then you got to be at the meeting, and then you come home, you're exhausted, you got to go to school, you know, the next morning. So
when my kids were really small, like still in the carrier, still having to be carried around small, oh, it was such a pain because they were tired, they were cranky, they wanted to be asleep. But
I don't blame them.
Some kids, I envied the parents whose little kids would just sleep right through the meeting. My children would never sleep right through the meeting. They never would. They were always awake, even though they needed to be asleep. And so they would cry and get fussy, and I'd have to walk around in the back, you know, carrying them and, you know, trying to get them to settle down.
Right.
Before I had to get up and give my part, you know, it was just really painful with little kids to drag them to all that. But like you said, if it had been an hour, it would have been okay. And if there had been things for the kids to do, like most churches, and I went to a church for a while after leaving, for about a year, and I would bring the kids. They were older, of course, but then, and there were always things for the kids to do. Even if they sat with you, they had these little bags with crayons and stuff to draw on, and there was...
Because developmentally, they're not prepared to talk about the sins of the flesh and all these adult themes.
Half the adults at the Kingdom Hall didn't understand what they were talking about. Right. And you can imagine a little kid, between the ages of 5 and 10, they're not going to understand any of that. So let them do something else.
Right.
I would let my kids look at a different book or draw or color or whatever. I even got them these little Etch-a-Sketch tablets, just so they could draw while they were at the meeting, and I didn't care that they weren't supposed to.
It was supposed to be to look dramatic.
I was not going to put my kids through that. My dad used to let me sleep on the floor during the midweek meeting, and I remember that he was, when I was getting tired, I would lay down on the floor, and he never gave me a hard time, so I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it was torture for adults to sit through it that whole time, sit through the meeting that whole time, let alone, young children or teenagers who have to go to school the next day and have no interest in these heavy, biblical themes, or at the very least, even if it wasn't a heavy subject, it's the same information week after week drilled into you. And
especially toward the end of our our time in, it got so monotonous. And maybe it was just because I was beginning to wake up, but it really felt like it got more infantile. I couldn't bring myself to read any of the literature anymore because it was like it was written for 6th grade children. And it was the same stuff over and over. And I remember my brother and I, and he's still a witness, we would talk about that. Like, oh, it's the same thing. Why can't they have something new? And we always wanted something about prophecy or Armageddon or something exciting, you know.
Yes.
But it was never that. It was always, you know, why you need to come to the Kingdom Hall for everything.
Right.
Why you need to put more hours out in service, you know.
Just the same conditioning.
Yeah.
The whole time. And I remember, you know, even when I was still living with my parents and I'd go to the meetings with them, the meeting would be ready to start. We would at meetings, Jehovah's Witness meetings, you have the opening song, the middle song, and the concluding song. And churches have their own setups, probably very similar to that. So for the opening song, I would stand up. Again, I was going to the meetings with my parents, and I'd stand up and, okay, we're going to sing song number blah, blah, blah. And my mom would look at me and she'd say, oh my God, my mom's from Brooklyn. She said, oh my God, where is everybody? Because the hall was like empty. There was maybe like 50 publishers or 50 people in attendance. Oh my God, where is everybody? And this is a midweek meeting, okay? So this is 7:30 on a weekday. And so anyway, she'd say, yeah, so, oh my God, where is everybody? And I turned to her and the running joke was, they're tired, Ma. Like, they're tired, Ma. And she'd laugh, and, like, that was a running joke for years, but it's like, people are tired. It's the same thing week after week. And, you know, people are dealing with depression. They're at home, they're exhausted, they had work all day, you know, kids went to school all day. It's just constant, never-ending meetings.
Even if it was something fun that you like to do, like let's say you're going to a baseball game, and every time it was the same game that happened, like all the same pitches, all the same outs, all the same everything, you'd quit going. Because I've seen this one like 37 times. Who watches reruns of ball games on TV? Nobody does that. I don't think anybody does that. Unless it was a particularly great one every now and again you might. But this, you're asking people to go to something that already isn't fun. You're already tired. You don't want to be there. And then you get there, and it's the same stuff you just heard and that you always hear every time.
Yeah. And then my mother also used to say, you know, you can listen, this is when I was in elementary school, she was like, you can listen to Spice Girls all day, and you can watch In Sync and Saved by the Bell, but you don't know the names of the 12 apostles, or, you know, you're not, she basically was trying to guilt me that I wasn't enthusiastic about studying for the meeting, yet another meeting.
Right.
And I'm like, well, first of all, I'm a kid. Those are things that kids do and get excited about. Those are the cultural things you get excited about. But on top of that, it's mindless. It's relaxation. It's recreation. Yeah, that's why I listen to Spice Girls over and over again, or watch Saved by the Bell over and over. It's relaxing. My mind can just like zone out. It's recreation. So you need to have sustained attention and study and highlight and, you know, underline everything, all of your study materials. Yeah. For anybody who's watching this who's never been to a Jehovah's Witness meeting, this isn't go to church, sit in a pew, and just chillax. And I don't mean that in an offensive way to any churchgoers out there. We've been to Progressive Baptists, we've been to synagogues, we've been to different places and seen how people worship. So it's not a slam on you.
Even the humanist.
Church. Yeah, Universalist Unitarian. The point is, it's like over the top, the studying that you have to do as a Jehovah's Witness. So it's not a slam on anybody out there who, you know. But I go to church and learn things, and I'm engaged. Totally cool. But compared to witnesses, they have to have this magazine studied, and, you know, they have this part and that part, and it's a non-stop hamster wheel of information that you have to prepare for. You can't just show up. I mean, you can, but you're gonna get crap from the people sitting around you or your family.
You're gonna be lost a lot of the times because they expect the meeting is set up where you're expected to have already studied, with the exception of like the public talk, where you can't know in advance really what it's going to be about. you're expected to have already gone over this stuff, and if you don't, it's not like they cover all of it, with the exception of when they would read the paragraphs or whatever.
Right, at the Watchtower
Yeah,
study.
that would get covered. I think that they had it right with the book study, which of course they canceled the book study. Why couldn't they have canceled the midweek meeting?
The book study was another meeting that we had that took place in people's homes. So the
I'm not sure, but I
split up
think you can actually
into groups, and you'd meet
cancel
at that person's
this.
home, and there'd be like maybe 20 tops.
Yeah, at tops, maybe 20
Yeah, 12 to 20 people,
Mhm.
and you go to their home, and that only lasted an hour.
Yep.
And that wasn't so torturous. You
That
know,
was
it was
nice.
nice. You're in someone's home. They're being hospitable.
You got
It's a
to
little more homey.
you got to know people more on a one-on-one basis,
Right.
you know. And of course, there's Goodie Night. Once a
Oh,
month,
Goodie Night.
after book study, Goodie Night, and then people bring food.
That's when
or
witnesses
whatever.
throw down
Yeah.
at Goodie Night.
Well, that's
when
the
everybody would
only
actually
thing-
show up.
That's the only thing we could do was eat, and so they did
Yeah.
that pretty good. You know, they got that
Yeah.
right a lot of times, and I appreciated that. And of course, they canceled that one
Yeah,
and left the midweek, which
Left
is
the
the
midweek.
worst drudgery.
yeah.
Of a
Again,
meeting.
because you work full time or you go to school, and then you gotta go sit in the hall for 2 hours. So when you see this video where everybody's like sitting body
So
to body,
happy.
so happy, and they can't wait to comment, and everybody's perky. It's just not accurate. I mean, there's some smiling faces and some genuine people I think that really do want to be there, but I'd say 90% really don't want to be there. They're exhausted. They're exhausted and resentful.
They're
showing
go
up
because
'cause
they
they
feel
have
like
to
they
go.
should.
Yeah.
Even at the best
It's an
of
obligation.
circumstances, if they feel like they should,
Right.
they don't want to. Well, I have to go for God. Even if that's the best of intentions, that's really all you can get
Right.
out of sending people to a 2-hour meeting on a Tuesday or Thursday night where everybody's exhausted. And now, what else made it worse for me? We had a few brothers that were really good speakers. And of course, the circuit overseer was usually a pretty good speaker. If you don't know what that is, that's a brother who travels around to a bunch of different congregations in the circuit and gives these special parts and talks and things. And he was usually pretty good. But you got to understand, you're dealing with a group of men that, generally speaking, are not very educated. And they have day jobs. They work full-time, they have families, they have responsibilities, and you're asking them to put hours of time into these parts, and a lot of them just didn't have the time. I was fortunate, I was self-employed, I worked from home, so I had more time to put into the parts, so I felt like I always did a good job, or usually did a good job. But that would make a bad thing worse, because it's not like you would get to the hall for the midweek meeting and have this fantastic speaker just wake you up like, wow.
Right,
And
right.
For example, when we were going to the Progressive Baptist, well, it was mostly New Jewish Constantines, to the Progressive Baptist Church, it was co-pastored by a husband and wife.
They were really dynamic. They
Man,
were really dynamic.
He was good, but she was phenomenal.
amazing.
I would
She killed it.
And I'm not a morning person, so I'd show up there, you know, and I was kind of tired. The coffee hadn't quite kicked in yet. When she would start to talk, man, wow, I'd want to listen every time.
Amazing speaker.
The synagogues we've gone to, excellent speakers.
Right.
The humanists, excellent speakers. And the difference is, those people are paid. They are full-time in what they do, and they have formal training in this. They've gone to school, they're educated. You know, I'm not saying they're all great speakers, but there's a lot more training and a lot more time because they don't have to go off to work for 40 hours a week. You know, and it just makes it better. So I really think Watchtower, they just shot themselves in the foot in so many ways.
Yeah.
You know, and whatever you think about the "you receive free, give free" scripture they would always quote, man, you pay somebody.
Right.
Pay somebody to be a good speaker.
Right.
You give them some time. That's all I'm saying.
But what you mentioned earlier about, you know, these elders and these servants, these men that have full-time jobs and families, and then they have to prepare these parts. It's not just, you know, swing into church and hang out. I mean, they have these long sermons or talks that they have to give. I remember my dad. My dad has been an elder since 1971, like when the arrangement was like first instituted or reinstituted, or my dad was appointed at something ridiculously young age, like 21.
Yeah, right out of, he went to Bethel, right?
My father was a Bethelite in the late 60s for 4 years, for the full term back then. And and he's been an elder for decades. And I just remember growing up as a witness, my dad, he hustled all day. He was self-employed, would be gone all day. And then he would get home 6 p.m., wouldn't have time to eat, barely had time to say, hey, honey, hey, kids. And then he had to prepare for his meeting part and go to the meeting. And he conducted something called the Theocratic Ministry School, which was like the education program to learn, to teach you how to speak and teach you how to speak to people in the ministry. So he was the school overseer, and he would have to coordinate everybody to make sure that they showed up for their parts. And a lot of times they wouldn't show up for their parts, so my dad wouldn't just have to conduct the school, he'd have to give a part that somebody just last minute, left, ducked out on. And then the meeting would end at 9:45 or 9:50, somebody went overtime, whoever was the last speaker. And then the elders would 90% of the time rope him into an elders meeting, a last-minute elders meeting that wasn't planned after the meeting. And they'd always say, oh, it's a brief elders meeting. Those things were never brief. My father wouldn't come home until 11:30 at night. So my dad was up 7 a.m., self-employed, was out doing his thing until 6 p.m., doesn't eat, and then goes to the meeting, pours all his energy, has to pick up the slack for other people, and then gets roped into an elders meeting at the end of the night. And then I would go to bed and didn't see him. And it is an exhausting hamster wheel. It's an exhausting hamster wheel. And my father, he didn't do it because he was a company man. He was just solid. He was just a solid elder that felt like...
And he was a good speaker. And if you were a good
speaker,
they relied on you a lot.
Right.
Because not everyone could just put a part together in 15 minutes. Like, oh, the speaker's not going to make it. Can you do it? Not everybody can do that.
My dad is the OG, one of the OGs of the congregation. I mean, he can toss something together in a heartbeat.
And it was good.
And it was good. He was a good speaker.
And it was good.
So it was just...
It
wasn't... it was just exhausting. It was exhausting watching him.
I will say this, though. One thing I appreciated, because they don't really do it anymore, is the way the school was set up to train brothers to be public speakers.
Yeah.
I wish they would have done that for sisters, but the misogyny thing and all that. But it helped me tremendously, which is kind of ironic because the Watchtower's don't put your time into a good job, don't go to college, all that. But being trained as a speaker actually helped me a lot when I did work for other people before I was self-employed, because I could present things. But actually it helped me when I was in high school too, because you'd have to present and all that, and I would know how to do it because I had been giving talks since I was 8 years old, so I appreciated that. That was a good thing. I don't want to say all negative things about the meetings because they weren't all negative. And there were times when I did enjoy being there. Like on Sunday, if there was a good speaker or if it was an interesting topic, that was different. And I do wish that public education, at least in the United States, I don't know what it's like in other countries, that they would teach people to be able to present more than they do. That's a really good skill, to be able to create a part with an introduction and a body and a conclusion, how to use illustrations, how to draw out points, how to...
Wait, you don't do that in the US?
The book that
it's normal for, well, at least
to help people learn how to speak was a very good book. I thought so.
Well, it only happened once every, I don't know, once a year that basically
But then
our
they
class
had to
was
take
split in
this
like
up. They had some good ideas.
8 or 9
It just was
groups,
That's
and
what,
we
yeah.
had to,
and junk.
The witnesses
well,
actually
present
have some
stuff.
good ideas.
Yeah.
They just ruin a good thing.
They really do.
On so many levels,
Yeah.
they ruin a good thing. Yeah, so the image
That was
they
just like
portray
normal
in the
test, a normal.
video, you know,
Well,
of everybody at the meeting, everybody's so
you got a grade for
cohesive
it.
and happy.
If you fucked that up,
It's
yeah,
just,
that didn't
when you
look
grow
good
up,
on your
I went to meetings for 31
well,
years.
for the
so
rest of the
31
year.
years talking. You just had so many characters, different characters that did not fit the cookie cutter mold, and I just remember there was always at least 1 or 2 disfellowship people sitting on the back row. They're not going to show you that in the video.
Yeah, no, they never should.
Somebody sitting on the back row like they're dead.
Yep.
Got the skeleton on the
Everybody walking by them like they're
walk-
not there.
like they're not there.
Yeah.
They won't show you that in the video. And you always have a depressed sister or somebody on the verge of a nervous breakdown circling the parking lot because, you know, they feel like this is the place that they should be. They're being told that if they come to the Kingdom Hall, they're going to be encouraged and upbuilt. But you don't know what people are going through, either mentally, if they have issues that they need to speak to a therapist or a counselor. They're not getting what they need. They're not being fed at the Kingdom Hall, but they're there. And so they're, like I said, usually they'll be in the parking lot, kind of trying to keep their crap together, you know, keep their composure. And it's just sad because you don't know what people are going through.
And you're not supposed to be sad. You're not
Right.
supposed to be. But that
Right.
I've always had a problem with that too. You're supposed to be happy all the time.
Right.
And because we're the happiest people in the world, we have the hope from the Bible. We worship the true God. We should always.
And you
be
look
happy.
around and you see these people who are just exhausted and
Yeah.
resentful or depressed, or, you know, barely hanging on.
I actually
It's just
had
such a disconnect.
in the videos. They always show happy people. Like everybody's always happy,
Right.
unless of course you're the person who's involved in wrongdoing, and then of course you're miserable or whatever. But everybody else is
They're
always
probably the happiest.
happy. But the witnesses
Let's
are
keep
always
it
happy,
real.
right? And so it was my experience that a lot of people, they didn't know how to take it if you weren't happy. And I've always kind of just spoken my mind, even when I was, because I was raised in the organization, but my brothers left pretty young, and my mom, you know, she took off from the family when I was really young, and so we had a lot of like discord for a while, and so I would go, but I was watching my brother's behavior, and they're older than me, so I was looking up to them, and I just wasn't ever that cookie cutter guy, which is probably why I ended up leaving. And so I went to meet for service one day. I was in a bad mood. I don't know why. I think I must have slept bad or something. And of course, the plastic face smiling sister. Who, yeah, hi. We went to. And you know who this is because
Sorry.
they were in that congregation
Okay.
in Texas, and
Yeah.
I show up at their house, and she's like, "Hi, how you doing?" And I just said, "I'm in a foul mood," and she did not know how to
handle
take
it. Didn't know how to handle it because it
She's
went
kind
off
of
script.
tiptoeing backwards like she doesn't know what to do. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
off script.
Yeah.
There is no response for that
Right.
written in the Watchtower. But they would say, I mean, in the lessons, they would say sometimes we don't feel good.
Sometimes
or happy.
we
Sometimes
feel
we're
down.
depressed.
Really? We
They
have a
would-
range of human emotion that's not always, hi, plastic smile.
Yeah, they would pay lip service to that, but then they would
You
always...
can't be real. You can't be real
can't.
at the hall.
Because they would always
can't.
tell you, just think about your hope in your
Right.
organization, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, your dad just died or your mom just died?
Yeah.
Don't worry, there's the
Yeah,
paradise.
they're going to be
They're going to be
resurrected.
resurrected, so you
Yeah.
should get over it in 5 minutes. And
And to be fair, not everybody
That's
was
true.
like
That's
that. Not
true.
everybody was that way. But there was enough of that
Right.
it would make you uncomfortable, or at least it made me uncomfortable,
Right.
just being myself. And I would catch myself doing the plastic smile when I was tired or whatever. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm not happy. It's okay for me not to be happy. you know? But then I left. So.
Yeah. So, and then another thing about the video is they show everybody, you know, kind of milling around and saying, oh, like, hi, sister so-and-so, and oh my gosh, hi, you know. and milling around the congregation either before the meeting or after the meeting, and everybody's kind of chatty. That's accurate, but it's like semi-accurate.
It's accurate the first time you show up.
If you're a first-time visitor going to the Kingdom Hall, you're gonna get what?
Love bombed.
You're gonna get
Definitely
love bombed.
Or if you're,
How are ya?
and you could always test that, because if you were traveling, because you're supposed to go to the meetings even though you're on vacation,
right?
And we would do that. And you'd walk in, and they don't know if you're a witness or not. So immediately, oh, hi, how you doing? Everybody's happy, Then you stay for a while, and it changes.
Right. But not just that. You'll be love bombed, but that's part of the conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
Hook them in, make them feel like, oh, you're part of our family. Are you going to come back to the next meeting? They're intensely interested in you, whether you were raised in this organization or whether you're visiting for the first time. But let's say you start to have doubts, whether you're a visitor or you were raised in this organization, and you voice anything, any doubts, or, I'm done with this, I can't take this anymore. Whatever the case, however you communicate it, those smiling faces, they will withdraw their love in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. They're not going to come up to you and say, oh, what's wrong? How can we help? It's not like that.
They're hearing that you are being disloyal.
I actually had an experience, I still use that word, situation when we lived in Asheville. And I went out in service, and in the car group, there was a sister, and I considered her a friend of mine. She was sort of like the motherly type. And, and seemed like a really nice person, and I liked her, and we'd hang out with them and stuff. And I remember I was in the car, and she was talking about how great the organization is, because she was one of those. She's pretty, true believer, mainstream type person.
Little watchtower soldier.
Very much
very devout.
Yeah. But seemed like a nice person, so I liked hanging out with her. And I said, well, you realize that if Jehovah let this time period last long enough, that eventually this organization would become corrupt like any other, right? Because it's run by human beings. And so I'm a logical person, and so I wasn't telling her
how did that go over?
I wasn't telling her that was going to happen. My point was that it would have to come soon. Well, it'd have to come soon, because otherwise, it would end up being corrupted. Oh, she was so offended. She was, no, not Jehovah's organization, but Jesus wouldn't let that happen. I'm like, no, you can't say anything. No matter how reasonable or logical or rational, all organizations fall to corruption eventually. All do, and that was my point. And this one would too. Of course, it already had, but I didn't know that at the time.
Right.
But her response, because she was one of those drones, anything, you don't question anything.
No.
Yeah. Like what's JT always say?
I'd rather have
questions I can't answer
than answers I can't question.
Yeah. Love that quote.
There you go, JT.
Yeah.
Shout out to JT
right.
and Lady C.
Yeah, absolutely. Then there was everybody's favorite thing to do at meetings. We all had to comment, right? And if you didn't, they kind of look down on you a little bit. You're not very spiritual.
Yeah, you're not very spiritual because you're not commenting. Yeah. There's all these markers. There's all these outward physical markers to determine whether you're spiritual.
Yeah.
Spirituality is not left to God.
You had to check the boxes.
You had to check the boxes. Oh, do they have they call them privileges? You have the privilege of commenting, carrying the microphones down the aisle.
Yes.
And then if one of those privileges is taken away, then they either got in trouble or or even if you have all your privileges but you're just not commenting.
Yeah.
People
would be suspicious.
Yeah, people would be suspicious.
Maybe he was privately reproved and lost his commenting privileges.
Yeah, immediately thinking the worst. Or
and
something,
best case scenario, they would just think you weren't a very spiritual person.
Yeah, they just won't think you're very spiritual.
But what if you don't like to comment? What if you have a phobia of speaking in a crowd? Right. None of that mattered. None of that was taken into consideration. Right. But we came up with a list of 7 or 8 different kinds of the standard commenters you got at all of the meetings.
Okay.
And we've seen them all. Okay, I'm sure you can relate if you've ever been one. You want to do number one?
Okay, so number 1, the shy toddler.
Yeah.
Okay, the shy toddler. I understand if... Okay, here's the deal. When you're raising your kid in the organization, I get that you want to get them in the groove and, give them easy comments like Jehovah or Jesus. Like, I understand that. But don't parrot a 2-minute comment about Daniel's prophecy in the ear of your 3-year-old who has Cheerios, strewn about the floor in a sippy cup in their hand and, barely knows how to pronounce their own name. He was gonna say Melchizedek. Like, there's 40-year-olds that can't, like... So, here's the deal. Yeah, kids are precious or whatever the standard, the PC thing, I should say.
They're a gift
from
God.
Oh, God.
He said use the right... Wait a minute.
Anyway. But yeah, give your kids something really simple to say. So there's the shy toddler. There's the 2 or the 3-year-old that would, their parents would try to parrot, some comment in their ear, and then they get shy, and then the parent ends up giving the comment. It's like, a paragraph.
Why didn't the parent just give the comment to begin?
Yeah, you just give the comment. So, anyway, so that's number 1, the shy toddler.
Oh, God. Number 2, the wild card. I'm not going to call out her name. I want to call out her name. But the wild card commenter, one of the congregations we were in, it was a sister. And you just never knew what she was going to say. And when I was given a question and answer part, I hated calling on her. But if nobody else's hand was up, you can't not call on them because then they'll be offended.
But you just never know what they're going to say.
I remember once she was talking about relationships and she actually used the phrase, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
She's like, what, 70?
She was like 75 years old.
75 years old, well,
Which I have to admit, because that wasn't my part. Okay. I wasn't the conductor that day. It was all I could do not to crack up, because that was the one time the wild card was a nice breath of fresh air for some comedy.
It's the person where you hold your breath when you hand. Yeah, they get the mic and it's just like, wait for it. Yep. You just never know.
Yeah, it's like when you're doing I don't know if you took chemistry in high school, but you're doing those chemistry you're kind of backing up before you drop the stuff into the beaker, because you think it might explode. You just never know.
Yeah.
All right, who's next?
All right, so number 3. There's the crier. There's the crier.
Same congregation.
Yeah.
She was a really nice sister. And she was an older sister, and I'd take her back and forth to the meetings sometimes. She's a nice person. But not emotionally stable. Yeah. And it didn't matter what the comment was about. I mean, she could be talking about...
The sky is blue!
1914, the calculation, like she would cry.
The calculation
in every comment.
In every... Yeah, you get the crier who, no matter what we're talking about, you hand them the mic. And it's going to be waterworks, and then everyone feels super awkward in the audience.
It is awkward. And you want to be compassionate, but you're like, this happens every time.
Yeah,
it's another one of those you only called on her.
Right.
If there's nobody else
absolutely
with
desperate
their hand
for a
up,
comment.
That was really the it.
Okay, right. So number 4, the pontificator. The 5-minute comments.
They would say, keep it to 30 seconds, right? 30 seconds or less. 30
you don't
seconds.
Understand 30 seconds or less.
They're teaching the congregation. Yeah, so they had to make it as long. It was a 5-minute part every comment. Yeah. Those people irritating.
And especially when it's the Watchtower study. Everybody is tired. It's enough already. Kill this thing. Let's be done with the Watchtower study. It's been long and arduous. We're on the last paragraph. Remember the review box? Remember the review box?
Yeah.
Okay, so like going back over the whole study, people are packing up their book bags, their magazines, their Bibles, their purses. They're thinking about lunch. They want to get out of there, be done with it. And the pontificator, and here's the thing, it's not even really their fault. The Watchtower study conductor,
why would the conductor call on that person?
Don't call on the pontificator for the last question during the review. So, because nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to care what you're talking about. Like, please, just let everybody go.
Yeah, we have that one down as a separate comment. The overtimer.
The overtimer.
And the
yeah.
overtimer was always a pontificator, so they're kind of
Always.
hand in hand.
It's like, really, what you have to say is so important. Really? You can't just let this lesson die. Let this meeting be over. You have to impart your wisdom for another 10 minutes at the very end. Sorry, I'll,
Yes. Yes.
I gotta cut it or else.
All right, number 5, the
Okay.
A-B commenter. The one that, you know, there's an A question, there's a B question, it's written right there under the paragraph. I'm assuming
part
they
A.
studied in advance.
Right.
Yeah, the A question, blah, blah, blah. But the commenter proceeds to answer A. And then B. And if there was a C, which they didn't have that the last few years, they used to go like into C. They'd go into C, and the worst guy I ever knew, he would go into the next paragraph.
He would go into the next paragraph, right?
I'm like, dude, you're not giving a comment, you're giving a talk.
Yeah.
You know?
And here's the thing about that, in all sincerity, a lot of times, you know, most people who studied, maybe they were practicing, you know, commenting doesn't come naturally to them. You know, they're trying to participate. They think it's something they have to do. And so they have this B comment prepared. You know, they worked on it for the past couple of days or whatever. And then, you know, you think the first person took your comment. You know, and this is for somebody who, like, can't just comment off the cuff. And they were maybe nervous. And
they may even, in advance, have gone to the conductor and
said,
say,
I'd like to comment
I'd like
on
to comment on this paragraph. Yeah.
And I in that way, you know, in that case,
That's just inconsiderate.
he would still the Watchtower conductor would still comment. I mean, still call on that person so they can have their comment. But it's just so inconsiderate because you don't know who prepared the B part, and you know, it's like you took the wind out of their sails.
Yeah, that's kind of the theme for most of the crazy commenters. Is they're just not considerate in the way they do things.
Right.
And then number 6, the amnesiac. Love that. The same person. It's like maybe they had the best comment ever given, but as soon as the mic was in their hand, they forget it. I figure if you can't remember what you're going to say consistently, like this happens every time, write it down.
Write it down.
Put a note in the margin, you know, something so that you remember what you're going to say. Which is, once, every now and again, okay, it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you forget what you're going to say.
Yeah, same here.
Especially after you're the follow-up for the pontificator, and you know, it's been half an hour, so you forgot. But, you know, if
it's my turn?
all the time. That's all I'm saying. So, and then the bonus, the last one.
Oh, the bonus.
Not really a commenter at all. When the conductor takes every single comment, especially the good ones, because you know there's always the ones that you're like, I gotta answer on that one, and he takes them all.
And you know what? I have to admit, a good conductor, has to really just navigate things just so, because they got to stay on time.
Yeah, it's tough.
They have to provide maybe some insights here and there, you know, in between comments, and keep it moving along. So it's not an easy job, but let the people comment. You know, don't reiterate or take the comment before everybody has a chance, you know, to do it themselves. So yeah, sometimes the conductor.
I get it. If you're the conductor, you have to really know the material, right?
Right.
And so you know all the little things that you looked up, and you're just eager to say it. But come on, share a little bit.
Yeah, share a
little bit.
Yep.
All
so
right,
want to review the? You want to review the comments, the commenters?
All right, so
it's the review time.
Yeah, time for written review. No, it's the
written review was
now. That was written review was way back then.
Wow, we're dating ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 7 types of commenters. You got the shy toddler. The wild card, you never know what they're going to say.
The crier.
The pontificator.
Everybody's favorite.
The A-B commenter. The amnesiac. Is it amnesiac or amnesiac?
I don't know.
I need to go back to school.
Yeah.
The overtimer.
And the conductor.
Shut. Yep.
Yeah, that guy. Everybody's favorite. Everybody's best friend.
There you go. For anybody who went to meetings their whole life and they can relate to this list, that was for you.
So, you got anything else?
I think I'm good. I think we covered everything.
Well, I actually have one little thing. There was this hall I was in. You know how we were talking about how the midweek meetings really long, everybody's tired, they want to go home, whatever. This was common knowledge. I mean, I would talk to the elders, and, you know, I gave a lot of parts and stuff. We would talk about it. We all knew that it's like the most difficult meeting was the minimum meeting. And yet at this one hall I was at, we had this one elder who he was a nice guy, but he was a lousy speaker. And he always went overtime, and he
Always
spoke
went overtime. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
real slow. I mean, this guy was so old that I used to, when he would walk through the hall, it's like I could see the dust just coming off of his jacket. But they would always assign him
Nice guy, but just he would always have the
last part. Why would you give
when
that
everybody
guy?
is falling asleep?
Nobody was to be there. Everybody's asleep, and he always went
You got
overtime.
Talk coordinators out there, or if you are the one that does the school or theocrat, whatever it's called, life and ministry. Don't put somebody like that on the last part.
Yeah.
You're gonna kill the audience.
And it's not like they didn't know that's exactly what he was going to do. We all knew that's what he was going to do, but they would always assign him the last part. Anyway, that's it.
So just a little real life feedback for you on what meetings were really like. Nothing like they portray in their propaganda videos on JW.org.
It wasn't all bad.
No,
but it was
all bad.
nothing. It's nothing
yeah.
like the videos that you see.
Yeah,
I mean, like the
exactly.
hamburger, the smushed hamburger in the box that you get.
It tastes
It's
all right.
It's all right.
It's all right.
It's not, but it's not what they show.
It's not
on
what
the
they
menu,
show on TV.
It's not that. The commercial's
Exactly.
a lie.
The commercial is a lie. So, anyways,
There we go.
there you go. Thanks for watching. It is just an absolutely stunning day.
Oh,
We
it
didn't
is.
want to be
It's beautiful.
inside.
Had to be outside.
And
Glad to finally be back on your channel. Oh, check out my channel too.
XJW Analyzer over here. Check his channel out. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
Next time.
Bye.
This appears to be a place of importance to our enemy. Do what you can to disrupt their operations.
I need to get closer.
Seizing the enemy's resources will bring their supply chain to a halt. Give them nothing to reinforce their armies.
Okay, I'm done for now. I'll probably do these quests, and after that I'm off. But yeah, I'm done with streaming now, so bye.